is to alleviate pain and suffering throughout all of the world. And I do that by not healing everybody myself, but just teaching everybody how to heal themselves, and then teaching them to teach other people to heal themselves. So then I don't have to do all the work, because ego is the one that wants everyone, come to me. Don't go to anyone else. Come to me. Come to me. And they just want I don't even know what it is. That's fame? No, what's that? When they just want everyone to come to them, so they're the only person that does it. Well, that's ego. And we don't want that. That's not going to heal the world. That's being selfish. So the best way to heal the world is not to teach everyone how powerful I am, but to teach everyone how powerful you are. Because you're powerful. That is why we're enslaved. If we had no value, they wouldn't enslave us. They're getting something out of it. We're enslaved. So turn this off. Where's my drink? This is my beverage. Spinach and a little bit of fresh pineapple. And a big cucumber. So it's cucumber, spinach, and pineapple. And it is really good. I wouldn't think it would go good together, but it's a great way to eat healthy without having to eat salads all the time, like grazing like a cow, because this is real food. This is what Creator gave to us. It's actually medicine because it heals. Everything in the world is either bringing us closer to elevation and connection with Creator, or distancing ourselves from it. It's either healing us or making us sick. And when I say making us sick, if you're already sick, it's just adding to the sickness, so giving it superfood. So you are the superfood. You are the superfood in this world, and you determine if you're superfood medicine or superfood poison. That's what you're deciding. At any given moment, you are the medicine or the infection. And the more powerful you are, the more of the ability you have to destroy someone's mood or their existence. But you have the ability to do the exact opposite and use your power to protect all of those against malicious people that are trying to inflict harm. So you have to realize that this is what the world is that we're in. Everyone at any given moment is working for Team God or the other one at any given moment. And some are trying constantly to work for this one, and some are constantly trying to work for that one. There's people that actually want to do the work of pain and destruction. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, why in the world? It's a mental affliction. And the funny thing is, it's not even funny. It's annoying. It's just, it's annoying. They're like, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. And they try to make you believe it by using lies and everything else. Thank you for the love. I am over all of these narcissistic abusers. I don't know about you, but I am over it. And we are not destined to be with these, I say, mofos. I'm not supposed to. I literally get messages from God, angels, Jamie, Ascended Masters. Jamie's one of my special angels. And so they're the ones guiding me into doing all the things that I'm doing. If you look last month, or was that this month? I don't even know. Time is like, I've written 3 books. I think it was last month in September. It was. So it was during my birth month. I wrote 3 different books. Like, wow. Just pumped them out. Like, I didn't publish them because that takes money, and everything takes money because that's the whole thing. When you have medicine to give everybody, then if everybody was healed, then the pain and suffering would be losing. So they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that everyone doesn't get healthy. By what? Finding the people that are the medicine and try to silence them and be like, stop it. We're gonna, that's what they want to do. That's exactly what they do. This is what Canada did. This is what colonization did. But we're the new generation, and we're not putting up with this crap anymore. Are you with me? So, I am finally embracing this. If you've been watching my journey, I haven't really been gung ho about being a leader in this leadership role because one, adults are jerks. They're the ones that are always mean to me. Kids, I just adore. And oh, that's another thing. I got a really big message today that we do not hurt the kids ever. Even when their parents are the ones that are maliciously harming us, we do not touch the children. You have to understand this. Never. If people are harming children, they're working for the opposite team. That's the obvious, that's a blaring right in your face. They're working for the opposite team because the children can't be malicious. We can easily overpower them just with our energy. So they're not a threat. We don't have to destroy them. Even if they're genetically from monsters. I'm not supposed to call names. Thank you for the loves. I think our likes. I don't know. Same thing, eh? It says likes, but I think it's a love. It's a heart. That's definitely more than a like. Thank you. It's nice to know that you're loved. So, yeah, I wasn't really excited about doing this because the I had to deal with all the really bad ones because I was like a poop magnet. When you're one color, have no one defending you, and you look different than anyone else, all the predators come see you. And predators are poop. They're the ones that are going to go and cause infection. And so I was a poop magnet, literally. So all the poop came to me and attacked me, and used me, and abused me, and their families. And people stood by and watched it happen. People defended it, and no one helped me. And then I got my birth certificate, and then God and Jesus and everyone lifted me out. I don't know why I always do this because that's what it feels like. They're like, "Whoa, what's happening?" Because I was in the rock bottom for a long time, like not even bouncing on the bottom anymore, just laying there, actually laying face down, face just dragging in the dirt. That's how rock bottom I was. But I was even drinking alcohol. I'd go to the beach bar and day drink because that's what the friend that I met, and misery loves company. And so that's what she did all day. And because I was so upset because of the divorce and all of the abuse that I had to endure, and my children, and no one understood I didn't even understand what happened because I just tried to protect my children, couldn't escape these relationships. And all of a sudden, my kids don't talk to me and all this. I was like, what the heck? And hitting rock bottom, drink, and the bartenders, as soon as they saw me coming, they'd be like, welcome. And I was like, wow, these guys are so friendly. I realized because I tip well. But, anyways, that's the thing. I realize also they're very beautiful, but when they're getting something from you, they're even nicer. And that's human nature. So, and that's how we're supposed to be getting something from someone always. But the problem is, they're getting money, making money off of people that are sick. I was severely emotionally abused. People that drink alcohol usually have some big issues, but this is where people don't feel guilty for anything. Yeah, of course, they know that someone is mentally not well if they're drinking alcohol and drowning in their sorrows. There's clearly something wrong. But no, instead of helping them, we exploit them. That's what is taught with this culture of the foreigners that came here and brought all the slaves and everything. This is not indigenous culture. So I'm assuming it's the culture of those that are in rule, the culture of the Canada and the people that run Canada. I worked as a clerk of the court, like all rise, court is in session, and I also filed stuff. And I was proud of myself. And then I found out what Canada did to me and my people. So I was like, and I can't believe that when I went to school, I had to sing "O Canada" and the Lord's Prayer. I don't even remember how it goes. Uh, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And then I think there's something else. And glory to darn it, I lost it. I guess I didn't do it enough. But anyways, That's actually a beautiful poem or whatever. I know it's related to Catholics, I think, or is it a universal? I think it's related to Catholics. But if you actually listen to the content of that prayer, it actually is beautiful. And so, just like relationships and humans, people can be really, really bad and have really, really beautiful parts to them. There's actually an equal. And so, also, there is, what was I going to say? Darn it, I lost it. So, do you have any questions? Or actually, I'm supposed to say, what questions do you have? And thank you for following. Can't believe I have over 8,000. Like, I was trying to imagine when I was doing a march for murdered missing Indigenous women, I was trying to figure out how many people were walking during the march. And so I asked somebody, and they were like, it was like a 500 or something. And I was like, what? That's it? And because it looked like so many, I thought it was a couple thousand, but it only turned out to be because there's a couple guys there, and they're like, no, it's definitely around 500. And I was like, wow, because that 8,000 is a lot that are listening to my voice, that obviously are connecting, and that's important because my messages are medicine. And so the more people that are listening, the better it is. And even the unhealthy people, even though, but it irritates me. People that were mean to me, and then I see their names following me. I want to just tear a strip off of them, but I'm being reminded by them because everything still hurts. I'm human. They all maliciously were malicious to me. And so I have that flame that was inside of me that's just like wanting to blast out and lash, but I can't. And I know how to restrain it because I had no choice to my whole life. Because you're threatened and abused and silenced and kids beaten, everything. So you have to accept it and minimize your voice to minimize physical pain and suffering to yourself and others, or manipulation, or whatever that person is going to do. So we have the ability to turn down the heat and not defend ourselves because of a third party, like threats or intimidation, physical harm. And these are a way to manipulate us into not using our voice, using other tactics. So, and then when you have people that you go and ask help and they say, oh, you're over exaggerating, or no, they didn't do that, or they get angry at you, or they all ignore you. And so they're your only family you have. So, and they all gang up and are mean and like just manipulative. If you can understand, this is what my whole life was like. Now look at the rest of the foster children that grew up in my home. There's something different about me, and that's because I work for Creator. And that's why everything I do, it's supposed to be aligned with Creator. But I'm human and I'm working hard. I am not perfect. So don't think that I'm a hypocrite because I'm teaching something and I'm doing another, because I'm struggling too. I'm trying so hard. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. Do you know that song? I'm not a good singer, but I do love music. Okay, anyways. Yeah. You guys are amazing. Thank you for listening to all my stuff. And I'm really excited to see where everything goes. And I did notice yesterday that something also shifted because one of my Facebook posts, I don't even know, I don't remember what it said, because this was like something from them channeling through, because my fear of coming into leadership, and because this is a leadership whether I want to admit it or not, I'm like, don't follow me, I'm not a leader, but they're like, kind of you are. And this is what apparently makes me a good leader, is that I don't want to be a leader. We are all doing the best we can for now. Okay, well, I respect that, but we have to remember that no, there are some people that are not doing their best. And we are our own best judges. because I know that I'm trying really hard, but I could try harder. We say we're doing our best, but we always can do more. Always. And this is the thing, us getting our life into order, like developing habits and maybe exercising every day, and we're having such a hard time. That is exactly what it's like for drug addicts and alcoholics. It's the same thing. So while you're judging them, you're doing the exact same thing. Your addiction of laziness is just different than their drugs. So, and the cause is the exact same. You got those little voices in your head that we're thinking are us, but it's actually exterior spirits without physical bodies. Just this, because the people that do mean stuff, the humans, they're listening to the other ones. They're agreeing to whichever side they're working for, the up or the down. And then they're going, you know what? I'm going to tune into that frequency and use my free will to do whatever I decide to do working for this team. So they're responsible. They're working for whatever team they're going to because they've welcomed them in. They've chosen, they've used their free will to choose to work with them. So this is where we know that people that are malicious, they've chosen to do this, to do everything in their power to cause harm and suffering without killing them themselves. That's how you know they're really messed up. They're out of control because they actually don't want to destroy us themselves. They want us to destroy ourselves so they get to witness our destruction. That's what they want. They want to see us slowly shrivel up. And there are people that will use any means as a reason to eliminate it. So there's either the light, which is a really good fire, and then the darkness, which is an infectious flame. And so we want to eliminate that flame. We don't want to eliminate the human, but that flame inside them, the sickness, when they come and try to start a fight with us, we don't have to say things spiritually at them that's going to light their fire up. They're wanting us to insult them. They're wanting us to lower ourselves to their level. I'm laughing because I have a problem calling people idiots and using my words really like, because I'm just so frustrated. If you read some of my stuff on Facebook, but so my words are harsh, but they're truth. They're truth. And I could probably be a little softer. And am I afraid? Because this is the thing. I didn't want to be a position to lead. One, because I'm brown. So all of these people that are mean, they were not nice to me because I'm brown, because I'm female, and because they're just dirt bags. See, there it goes again. I'm not supposed to do that. And so I know that if I'm going to be popular, I'm going to be popular, then what's going to happen is everyone's going to be noticing me. And then everyone that doesn't like brown people or women are going to be trying to bring me down. And people are not nice. They're mean. And so I guess now that I've recently got to here, I'm easing up a bit. I'm not afraid. I've been defending myself in the city of RMWB Facebook groups, defending myself. And with over 9,000 people watching and no one, everyone's reading it, but no one is really stepping in to defend me. Wow, I'm amazing because I'm holding my own. And before, if something would have happened on the internet and someone would say something, I'd cry. I would literally go cry, and it would ruin me for weeks and get anger in front of me. And now it's literally nothing. It's like less than a mosquito. It's like seeing a piece of lint, stepping on it, and then forgetting that you were supposed to take it off of your foot. Like that. That's all. That's how little it is. Because I'm above it now. Energetically, I'm not down there with them. So I can defend myself more spiritually. The more that you rise up, the more you have a force field that's strong. And this is why I teach you how to be a warrior, so you can strengthen your force field around you from fear and for any spiritual attack. So spiritual attacks are anything that someone says, whether you hear it or they're somewhere else, regardless of time and dimension either. So people in the future can be sitting there going, oh, I wish that so-and-so's grandma never even had kids or something like that. That's roundup on the spirit. That's sending bad vibes to somebody. And so we have to be very wary that our energy goes everywhere. It goes front of time, goes back of time, everywhere. And so when we say prayers and protect ourselves, it's controlled. It's like having a remote control, but instead of using the remote control, you just think about it and then you change the channel. That's exactly what it is. Your mind is the remote control. It's tuning in to whatever you want to tune into, and then that's now going to be the reality that you're making because it's now in your life. So your mind is the remote control for your reality. Thank you, Whisper Spirit. So when we realize that we're constantly tuning into things, that's when we have to really take our mind and be able to focus it, because we want to focus on all good stuff now. And you want to eliminate anyone that's trying to pull you into their world that's toxic, that's in a harmful world. If I go out at the age of whatever, 15 for the first time ever, and I'm going to now, I have a peaceful life, everything's perfect, I'm not going to go out in the world, and I'm going to choose between all of my classmates which one I'm going to hang out with, which then could be my best friend. But even now that I opened it once, they now know where you live and everything. So if they're very bad and malicious and a bad influence, they're going to influence me and cause great destruction, because I could, turn all, or I could meet them and still be their friend. And it would, but as a child, it'd be, even as an adult, it's highly unlikely when you're around someone with very bad habits, especially if you've just overcome them, to not go back to doing them. So if someone's smoking cigarettes all the time and you just stop for 2 weeks and then you find a new friend and they're smoking all the time, it's highly likely that you're going to go back to smoking. So the opposite of that, though, is that we have to be working as a community to help the people that are sick, that repent from the things that they've done. That's the thing. We don't have to out our abusers if they can admit to us what they've done. Absolutely. But when they're oppositional, defiant, and denying it, and it's ruining still your relationships with others, then yes, they've still got your power and they've got power over you. So when you apologize and admit to it, then it gives back some of your power. Choleric. What does that word mean? Isn't cholera? Isn't that a sickness? Is that what you mean by choleric? So I just noticed my gong is echoing because I don't have it covered. So also, woman is biologically connected to everything that's in our own body. Our egg, part of our body is an egg, and when infiltrated by the enemy, then okay. I thought I heard someone fall or something. I think they do exercise up there because it sounds like jump rope sometimes, but it doesn't bother me. What was I saying? I don't know what. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the guidelines. Well, what the heck? What did I even say? Okay, so. Oh, yeah. So what's happening is that I wrote a post on Facebook and it was kind of addressing all of humanity like a leader. And the way it was written, it was like, well, because they kind of guided me. And I was like, kind of telepathically asking, like, well, you haven't told me what I'm supposed to do with them. What if they all come and gather and then they're all standing in front of me, 8,000 people, and and get mad at me? Because Like, 'cause this is the thing. As you raise up in popularity, there's always going to be opposition and people that don't like you, especially if you're working for Team God and Jesus. And so what does that mean? It means the absolute worst of the worst is my enemy. And so who wants that job? No one in their right mind is going to want to be volunteering, not going to be volunteering to come here and do that. I cannot see that. I think that they forced me, they tricked me. But anyways, we're here and now we're uniting. And we're supposed to be strengthening our body, mind, and spirit, cleansing it so that our mind becomes clear. The less chemicals in our mind, the more that we're able to concentrate on. Just think of a math equation or trying to read a book and comprehend it. You can't. Sometimes, have you ever been trying to read the same sentence 50 times and it's not clicking? It's because you've got so much stuff on your mind. It makes me wonder what it's like for other people that don't have any trauma and stuff. Like, what would it be like to have a mind so empty? Because the thoughts stretch your limits because it's untapped energy and it's moving. So as you get more trauma and you're not allowed to release it, it's staying in there. So if this is full at maximum use and you're getting more pressure that others aren't in the terms of abuse and experiences that are out of the normal, then you're not allowed to express it or defend yourself. It expands you and it expands you and expands you and expands you and expands you. So if you understand this, you realize that in order to learn, we have to have experiences, and pain and suffering is such a dramatic negative emotion, and emotion is energy in motion. So a big energy, when you have big emotions, that's lots of energy. So when you go through a traumatic event like enslavement and abuse, and then someone else goes and they've never, had to cry for anything, everything's always given to them, their life is great, they are not going to hold as much emotional energy as someone who's undergone trauma. Their capacity, it's like a balloon, is much bigger. And it's untapped energy if they haven't learned how to use it in a positive way. If they've used it in a negative way, what they're doing is taking all that energy and deflating it like a fire hose, and it's just blowing everyone everywhere and getting everyone injured. And so, and then when they stop, then it just grows again inside them. So the people that are mean and explosive, they deflate it, but then it grows back up because they're feeding that fire. And so people that are trying to minimize it are more empathic because they don't want to hurt anybody. So they hurt themselves with alcohol or drugs or, oops, that's probably the words that I said it. Oops, sorry. So those things, or, like that sort of stuff. You don't want to hurt anybody or yourself. So that is another kind of energy. So when we start healing, what we're doing is we're breaking the seal off of this big massive energy that we haven't been able to talk about because it is energetically draining. It's like a huge backpack, and emotionally we're exhausted, and it takes physical power to move energy and to heal from trauma, literally, because our mind, body, and spirit are linked. And if you have a huge blockage in your body, and then all of a sudden, every time you loosen up, it's crumbling, it's attached to your nervous system. And plus it's attached to your mind, and it's exhausting because you're moving blockages in your mind as well. They're all connected. So in the areas where they're connected, there's blockages. Your mind, body, and spirit need to be connected and running smoothly together. If not, then it's going to be a disaster. It'd be like if you were chained to two other people and they're not taking consideration for you in the middle. You'd be like, what the F? They'd be harming you for sure, and then wrecking everything. So this is why we need to work the body, mind, and spirit together. And this is where balancing comes in. And This is where you need to learn how to understand how energy moves throughout the body. They move in energy lines, just like where the veins are the veins are energetic um, pathways as well, and as well as in the physical. Oops. And so the energy travels through, and then there are chakras or centers, energy centers, where throughout the very center of your body, and those are um, like grand central stations or whatever you want to call them, where everything joins, and they all are linked to different aspects of your personality and your physical body and your mind. So when you have a blockage in your physical body, it makes one in your spiritual body, and then also makes one in your mind. So this is why we have to have very strong physical body, spiritual body, and a strong mind. And a strong mind means many things. You have to be able to, first of all, realize it's a garden. And right now you've got weeds in it that are poisonous, that are acting as viruses in your whole computer system, and then you've got good ones. The goal is, but the other, that some of us, we have it overgrown so much we can't even see any of the good because it's so overgrown, and it's very difficult. But the more that they clean the weeds out, which is shadow work, it's sifting through your memories and eliminating the pain and suffering, and that way, and then you immediately find the positives and replant the positives so that the other doesn't go suck back in. Because that's, once they're in, they're going to be like quicksand trying to wait for a crack. So if you don't replace it soon, the odds of the other thing coming in is extremely high. So this is how energy works. So if you want to heal, you need to understand that you have to be relaxed, first of all, and have an open mind and have an open heart. Open mind and open heart are linked. It's the same thing, actually. And so then you have to, I lost my train of thought. Do da, do da. So, is that, I used to watch Popeye the Sailor Man. There's a real live action movie of Popeye the Sailor Man, and it is amazing. You work on your chakras. Ah, yes, chakras. Oh, this is what I'm drinking is spinach, cucumber, and pineapple, and blended. Spinach is extremely beneficial for your body, mind, and spirit. And plants are medicine. It heals our body, mind, and spirit. Thank you. So I encourage very much this, and eliminating any food that is in a factory, because imagine if you gave all the factory food to a hamster, what do you think is going to happen? Or a dog? It was going to get sick and die. So you need to treat yourself as good as you would treat any other human living being. You want to live as long as possible with minimal pain and suffering. Why are you eating stuff that's processed? It's unhealthy. So you drink it too. And as for chakras, thank you. I needed the reminder. The chakras are energy centers, and they also help all of the energy flow. Whoa, what was that? That was weird. I saw something. So, for example, our body is, the injuries are linked to our chakra blockages as well. So our energy blockages end up wherever the physical ailments start growing, like the big C word. That one that is growing inside of us, we need to shrink it, because everything we do is either growing it or shrinking it. So our choices are going to play a huge part in how strong we are going forward. Everything is either making us stronger or making us weaker, and it doesn't. And if we do nothing, then it automatically is sinking us down into the quicksand. So we have to actively be fighting the darkness by doing healthy things all of the time. This world of sickness and infection is one that's designed to get you comfortable. That's what it wants. Because comfortable people are not doing anything. And if you're not doing anything, then you're not fighting for your life. This is the analogy of the frogs in the pot. If you have a whole bunch of frogs in a cool pot of water and you slowly turn up the heat, they will stay there and lean against the side with their legs crossed and enjoy it like a slowly heating up hot tub. But if it's hot and then if you throw a frog in or a frog jumps in, it's going to jump out right away because it's like, what the heck's going on? And so this is what this is. I was enslaved for all of my life. And so I had no clue what was going on in the outside world. I was surviving and trying to be the person that I was, forced to be, and so that I could succeed as best as possible and bring some joy to my life. But I didn't have a clue about my own rights because I didn't have a birth certificate or anything. I was just trying to be white. So what happened is I get my birth certificate and now I'm learning the truth about everything. So it's like you guys were all boiling in the hot pot of the society slowly eating us alive. And I just escaped, and now I got here and I'm like, wait a second, this was done to me on purpose. This was done to my ethnicity on purpose, my community, my ancestors. Wait, this is happening to the descendants of the colonizers as well. Wait, this is happening to all the women. Wait, this is happening to all the people of color. Wait. And this is all new to me. So I am here because I've got a huge fire inside of me, one that is not going away because I lived 52 years enslaved like that. And so I got a taste of freedom now because I got my birth certificate. It's not even that much because I can't do anything with it because my mother was ended before she got her Indian number so she could get treaty and stuff. So I have to, and because my name was changed, I have to go to court, and it's just too much for me, too traumatic. So my kids are dealing with it, but I'm years away from all of this. And this is maliciously done by the Canadian government. So when people expect me to just let it go, excuse me, I'm still living it. I'm still enslaved into this side. I want to go live with my people. If anyone deserves to live with their own ethnicity at least once, I think it's me. I would like to be just by myself speaking only my language. And so I don't have any outside influence. And it's it sucks. People don't understand. Get riled up. This exists. Yeah, it is sad. Thank you. So, because it's true, and this is ongoing. So, this is where when there's a really big problem in a business and they can't solve it on their own and they need it solved, they get someone that doesn't have anything to do it to come and find out who, what, where, when, why, how, and for every person so that they go and ask and interview everybody and see exactly how everything runs. And then they will meet with the owners and say, this is what your area problems are. This is person, this, that, and they dissect it. So I don't know where I was going with that. But this is okay. So, oh yeah, you have to come in and get someone from fresh eyes, is what it essentially is. So, because I was over there and now I'm out here and I'm healed, because also when you're not healed, you aren't able to raise up and look around and see what's happening. You're down here trying to survive, trying to survive, trying to survive. And then because I got lifted out by the divine, and they cleansed my eyes and lifted the veils, and I was like, whoa, put that back down. Like, give me that. No one wants to see the reality. It's like, what? I get out of enslavement for this, and then I find out that I'm enslaved again, and no one's doing anything. Well, I guess I got to because I'm not taking it for the rest of my life. Are you effing kidding me? And so the only because I'm like, why is nobody doing anything? And I think the only thing I can come up with is either you're working for the team that's trying to destroy all humanity, or you're one of the frogs that are sitting there going, "Wow, this is fun," as we're getting eaten alive. And so I'm not going to be quiet. And I wasn't really thrilled about it, but now I'm really gonna. This is where I'm coming into my power. I think you guys can see that I'm getting more confident, and I'm not afraid at all. Not not at all. And which is wild because I've been so abused and threatened and everything, but I've now survived it. I survived it. And so, and plus, I got them on my team, and they're like, "Don't be afraid." And then they said, "Oh yeah, that's the other thing." So energetically, when you want to, okay, you think about when there's a little kid and 2 years old, you have a little baby, and some other kid comes up and takes their toy and grabs it away, and your child just starts crying, and you're like, "Hey, next time that happens, take it back." And so then what happens? The next time he's playing with his truck, someone comes to take it and they go, "No!" And they use that voice right there. You can feel it when there's a child and they've got that roar. You're like, wow, that's amazing. We're taught to shy away from that and think that's a bad whatever. No, they know their boundaries, and we're forced to allow girls to not have a voice. Wait, did that sentence even go right? Girls are trained to not have a voice. They're grooming us to not have that there. We share everything. We share everything. Yes, but sharing is not the same as when people are taking. So we get to gift people things. And when sharing means that it's up to me to choose whether I'm going to share it with you. I get to choose when I'm going to gift you something, and that doesn't mean that if I gift you something that next time I have something that it's you get to come and take it. No, I have to willingly share it with you. But as indigenous people, there are things that we automatically share. Food, always. And I'm gonna get good at it now. I forgot. I was taught this a long time ago, and I still don't practice it. Is that if we have food and we open it or we have it, we're supposed to offer it to anyone that is around us, even if it's our favorite stuff and there's only enough for us. We're supposed to share it. And so, also, I want to remind you that we do not want to share things that are unhealthy, and meaning that cause diabetes or cause cancer or cause hyperactivity or tumors. If you're sharing food like that, you might as well be sharing, hard drugs like heroin and stuff, because that's what you're doing. You're giving literal poison to people that is addictive. You think cupcakes aren't addictive? I love them. Now, and then you know what? We used to be able to have flour, but we can't anymore. If you look, it now has a warning on it that you're not supposed to eat any of the products that you make with flour unless it's thoroughly cooked. And I thought, well, that's weird. Why that? It was never like that. And if you look on the side, it's because they've added riboflavin and all of this stuff. Why? Why do you feel the need to add things to what Mother Nature gave us? I love cookies. So I noticed that there's not very many vegan recipes. And I mean, I did try making sweet potato, mashed it up, added a cocoa to it. And what else was it? There was one other ingredient, wasn't there? Cocoa, sweet potato, and something. I don't know what it was, but it to make fudge, and it was. Kind of good. Kind of like tiramisu. Oh, honey. That's what it was. And honey. And it is kind of good. And so yeah. Anyways, so whenever we are giving things away, this was one of the things that I struggled with at first because I went through waves of like vomiting. If you think about your door being a mouth and you're constantly bringing things in, and then what's coming out? Well, I was bringing all these groceries in, and then I'd realize, oh my gosh, those are toxic. Those are toxic. The bath products are toxic. So I would take everything, chuck it, and there were things that were boxes and cases like yogurt drinks that had food coloring in it, and I went to go give it to another lady that had children, and then I felt bad about it. So after that I would no longer give the uh, polluted food to anybody. It has to go and get discarded because I know it's like if I'm sitting there with my child and I know that these cakes or whatever have food coloring that's unhealthy, and am I going to let them eat it? I'm going to say you can have it, because what's going to happen? And when they get diagnosed, I'm going to have to live with the fact that I was adding to it, providing these things to them. Think of them as dogs. Every one of these people around you are your pet dogs. You're the only human. And some are nice and some are not, but you have to live in a society with all these dogs. You're choosing which dogs are going to get poisonous food. When you share your food that you know is poison, and you have to live with that. You go to the store and come home with raw veggies and fruits. Oh, that's awesome. I do have a couple of things that don't have too much unhealthy stuff, and I was gonna check it again today, and it was a couple of cans of soup because it was all natural. There was only one thing in there that wasn't, and it was citric acid, I think. And so that's a chemical, and I still shouldn't do that, but I thought it's because I only eat fruits and vegetables, so it's nice to have a couple of staples that in case of emergency. But the problem is, if it's not an emergency, then I'm like, ooh, that soup looks good, and then as I'm eating it or cooking it, I'm like, oh man, this is unhealthy, because we have to start thinking in terms of nutritional value. We're not eating just to fill our belly, because we think that it's just to fill our belly, but no, we eat because the food gives us energy. And so if it's giving us energy, then we can go about our day, and it also heals our body. It also heals our body. So you know how you can have I don't even know, rose hips for relaxation, and lavender for relaxation and calming. Well, you can also, when you eat spinach, it has effects. It strengthens your muscles. So the food that you eat all has different effects, just like every plant has a different effect medicinally. Every plant that you consume also affects your body in different ways. And so if you're not consuming these things and you're having things that are grown in a factory, what kind of benefits do you think a cracker is going to give you? Do you think it's going to give you strong muscles? We already know that the crackers are, the wheat does something, semolina for gluten intolerance. We already know that that's what that does. So if it's not, if it's unhealthy, our body's going to get rid of it in either vomit or out that end, or in rashes, or growing tumors inside of you. So everything that we do, that it's not healthy, it's swimming around in our body and then coming out however it can. If it doesn't come out of that end, then it's going to be manifesting in your body until it explodes out of it, and then you get diagnosed with something. Yeah, the water as well. I went to a water saving parade thing, and it was pretty interesting. There weren't very many people that showed up, which was really disappointing. You like beets and leaves. I still have beets. They were on a really good sale. I had beets, and yeah, I had beets. I had red everywhere. I wear white. Miraculously, I didn't get any on my clothes, but my hands were covered. Just peeling them was like, what? And then after I saw that there was a video where you boil them and you just cut the ends off and boil them, and then you just rub it and then it just comes off. And so, oh, was that like a known thing? It like everyone wears gloves? Because, yeah, they were red. Didn't last too long, though. They're a little pink still. But, yeah, it's delicious. Beets are amazing. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to wear gloves. My gloves will stain too, hey? Oh. So, what time is it?